Thank you, Pasty George, for that. Thank you. We have a super chat here. Papa Penguin. This show mirrors why Felicity.
This show mirrors why Western society feels adrift. It rewards noise over thought and imitation over intellect. We're unhappy because we gorge on context like this instead of substance. Humanity thrived when men and women faced hardship together. Stop feeding the beast.
This show, okay.
That's
Papa,
so true. Like when things are hard, you get so much closer.
So he says we're unhappy because, okay, so he's a hater. We're unhappy because we gorge on content like this instead of substance. Humanity thrived when men and women faced hardship together. Stop feeding the beast. Look, Papa Penguin, I'm open to taking this criticism. Have you ever done any like anti-feminist advocacy at all? Because my position would be, I have this podcast. In terms of the noise that's out there, in terms of content, I have a decent audience, decent viewership, but in terms of the scale and scope of my influence as compared to the feminist propaganda that's out there, that's been propagandizing women for generations since the mid to late 1800s, but especially in the past 30, 40, 50, 60 years, I don't think there's any sort of comparison that can be made. If we're making some sort of accusation that my whatever podcast with 5,000 live concurrent viewers, which is okay, but it's not really anything that's going to move the needle. I would simply just ask you, why, if this is really your primary ambition, why don't you just go and protest all the, I don't know how you would do it. You could protest every single feminist class, feminist program that's at every single university in this country. That would be much more productive, I think, because actually feminism, I think, is the primary divider between men and women, not in terms of our audience, mid-tier online audience viewership. This is a drop in the bucket compared to the whatever podcast is a single drop of water, and feminism is an ocean. It is all the oceans in the world combined. That's where your focus should be, to be honest, Papa Penguin. If you're in the chat, though, why don't you give me your response and I'll just respond to you. Papa Penguin, go ahead. Type in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now. Oh, by the way, he just called us mid-tier. No. I don't. You guys are not mid-tier. The view. When I say mid-tier, I'm talking about our audience, our viewership numbers. You guys are all great. My audience is all Giga Chad. You all have, you guys are all great. I'm saying 5,000 viewers. That's not influence. That's not really influence. Is he in the chat?
He sent in a little super here.
Oh, who takes modern feminist? You misspelled that, by the way. They're an intellectual joke. Hold on. Feminism is deeply seated in academia. By the way, the collective endowment of all the universities and colleges in this country is something like $1 trillion. That's massive institutional and systemic influence. Almost every single college and university in this country has a women's studies, gender studies, feminist studies, gender studies program. Every single corporation, major corporations steeped in feminist ideology, the news, the media, the government, journalism, media, it's all feminist. Who takes modern feminism seriously? The mainstream does. So I don't understand that. That doesn't even make sense. So I don't know. But yeah, $1 trillion collective endowment for all these universities. It's massively, it has its claws, its tentacles wrapped in pretty much everything. Feminism is absolutely taken seriously. It's the mainstream narrative. Even in the conservative movement. Anyways, we'll get off of that though. If you want to send another one, I'll engage you. But are we caught up on all the chats? I think so. Yeah. Where were we? We were talking about high expectations. And then Lauren there. Lauren? What is it? I don't know.
Thanks, Lauren.
I don't know. What were your other high expectations you said you had? Oh, funny? You need
Funny.
you need a guy who's
compatible.
Very, very funny.
Very funny.
Would you settle for average funny?
Yes.
But that's not very funny.
Well, any sense of humor.
But what if he, maybe he makes you chuckle just one time per week? Is that not satisfactory for you? No?
Would you?
For a woman?
Yeah. What if she just was
She can be
boring?
fucking mute. I
Really?
don't give a fuck. No.
Really?
I don't care.
Why?
I don't care.
What are
I
you
don't
looking
care.
for then?
Humor is not a priority for men.
Well,
we don't
I mean,
care.
What's your
any
priority?
kind of
What are your
I'll tell you in a
engagement.
sec. What's that?
Any kind of engagement, like
Oh, sure. I think high IQ women are attractive, but
Okay.
I don't need to have deep convos. Don't care. Don't need funny.
Yeah.
Don't care. It's just not. It's not important.
I understand the
It's
deep convos
important.
thing. That's not important.
Yeah. Don't
But-
care.
Life is comedy. You just
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what Netflix
Yeah.
is for. I don't
Netflix.
understand this whether it's men. I think women do this more, but I don't understand this. Men are not here to be your dancing monkeys. We're not here to be your entertainment. We're not here to be your Netflix, to be your HBO Max, to be your fucking Hulu, to be your Amazon. If you want to, your entertainment need to be met. There's a lot of media out there. I don't think it's men's job to be your entertainment.
Media is for zombies.
Yeah, I mean it's
Well,
not.
okay, but we're not here to be your dancing monkeys. We're here to be your boyfriends. We're here to be your husbands. This idea that, not to say that there's something wrong. Like if your boyfriend's funny, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Wonderful.
Bringing me joy.
You have a
It's a
positive
quality.
But this idea that when you say you have high expectations and the guy has to be very, very funny, bare minimum, I think.
I feel like you're making a big conversation about something kind of small.
Well,
I just
you won't
like
date- you said-
personality, like not boring.
Okay, tell me when do you think you have a good personality? Like
So I say,
are you charismatic?
I can be.
Can be.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you value charisma? Like, does your boyfriend need to have charisma?
I mean, a good personality, I suppose so.
How about that? Let me ask.
I
let
don't
me
want
frame
someone
it.
like monotone,
My dear, you are monotone. You're monotone.
Brian.
You're a little I'm not trying to
Well,
be
I'm
mean. You're a
nervous.
little-
I'm just
You're a
nervous.
little monotone.
Yeah.
But it's kind of this thing where it's like these traits that even you possess, you don't want them in a man. We talked about you wouldn't take the guy with a 40% body fat. Okay. Are you willing to settle? Will you date a guy who's average?
Yes.
But average
Average.
personality?
Yeah.
Average humor?
See, I wasn't saying that was like a number one quality. He has to be funny.
But
it's
well, I was
keeps,
asking you what your
know,
high expectations are.
My high expectations?
Didn't you say he has to be really funny? So when
Yeah.
you say he has to be, I'd rather not waste like 10 minutes on the convo if you don't actually
Yeah.
hold the standard.
That I understand.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have.
Okay,
On one hand, you said- on one
if
hand-
he's
hold on.
boring, it would never work out. He has
What's
to
wrong
have
with a
sense
boring
of
guy
humor.
though? What's wrong with that?
I wouldn't be able to
Everything.
have a conversation with them. It's just if it's just like
Okay.
straight edge like business all the time.
I feel
Why
Well, what
like
if
live
he's a
life
good
that
guy? He's a
way?
good, nice guy, but he's not very funny. He's kind of just a normal guy.
I feel like they get funny as you get to know them, though.
Sure.
Yeah,
Look,
they
I
open
mean,
up.
sure. I think that.
I always give chances.
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
I mean, I think
but-
the first impression, some people are flowers. They
yeah.
blossom as you get to know them. But some people are just, doesn't matter, you known somebody for 2 years, they're kind of dull.
Well, I would say even if like somebody's not stereotypically funny, like my husband, like as I've gotten to know him, he's like so everything he does is so funny and so cute, you know. Where at first I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're so lame, you know.
It's kind of after you fall in love, the guy doesn't have to meet all the criteria you have because they will fill themselves.
Yeah. Figuring it out.
A person you fall in love is going to be more handsome, or I don't know if it goes like that with guys. If you meet a pretty girl, is she going to be the most gorgeous girl in the world if you fall in love? I think so. In a way, at least.
So he doesn't have to be very funny. He can just be average funny.
Okay. Yes.
But then when you say you have high expectations,
Yeah.
what are those?
I guess just someone who has goals and
Goals.
ambitions, like we talked about before.
Okay.
Being responsible.
When you say goals, what do you mean?
Well, I have some goals that I want to accomplish.
Like what?
So, well, I'm a data analyst, so I'd like to take my career a little bit further than it is now.
Okay.
So I'd want someone, you know, with that same goal set.
Do
for
you
the
think
future.
we've like infantized men because we just assume they like we're like high standards all the time, and we just assume like men can't be responsible or they can't do this or have goals? Like, do you think? So?
No, I'm not saying that. You know, I guess it's difficult to explain.
I feel like you just want to be swept off your feet and just magically fall in love, and when you wake out of it, you're not just going to be...
Go ahead. No, continue. Continue.
What's the word? You don't want to be disappointed in the guy you fell in love, but first you need to get the guy, and he has to make you feel like a princess, or he will have to sweep your feet.
It's not exactly like that. Maybe the disappointment part, I would like to not be disappointed. And I kind of feel like through my whole dating part of me is always just kind of been disappointment. But I don't think it's because like my standards were too high. I've dated a lot of men, but
But you said you have high expectations.
well, I do. I think
As
being
compared-
35 now,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't want to just mess around with these guys anymore. So I
you
would
have-
assume that they would have like some future goals. And
So when you say goals, what are we talking, like minimum yearly income? You wrote here you want a guy to make $80,000, but so are the
like
goals just
normal.
financial?
No, not financial, just being a responsible person. And I think that has to deal with the men that I have dated maybe haven't been that responsible.
Okay.
So just,
Hold yourself to a standard. She's like just looking for somebody that wants to better themselves.
Yeah,
But
just someone that wants to, because I
if
want
I
to better
could give
myself.
you some advice,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Be okay. All of the things that you're looking for in somebody else, embody them. Like, if you
Yeah.
are ambitious, you might attract somebody who's also ambitious. If you're really fit, if you're going to the gym, whatever, you might attract somebody who's really fit. Like
Right.
all the things that you're looking for in people, they're probably also looking for similar things. I know that Brian likes to disagree that a guy who's funny is not looking for a girl who's funny, but he might be.
No, I'm saying in general, there's asymmetry between what men and women find attractive. So are there, again, this is talking in generalities. Are there, you can point me to a man or some men who do find humor attractive in women. Majority of men don't give a fuck.
I'm not exactly saying that two people need to be the funniest people in the room to be attracted to each other, but having a similar sense of humor. For example, I love South Park. I want my partner to love South Park. We will watch South Park together.
So wait.
We like the
It's a deal
same-
breaker if the guy doesn't like South Park.
Well, he can like Family Guy.
No, but like what you're listing there is like a pretty base, like very.
I'm giving just an example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but
you wanna
if the
have-
guy didn't like South Park, but he's otherwise great, you're not dating him?
Maybe not.
Oh my
No,
God,
I'm
these
jo-
girls are not dating great guys because they don't
I'm
like their
joking.
same
Okay,
fucking
you know
TV
what?
I
show.
don't think that's why.
I
That's
was
crazy,
joking.
bro. These, oh my God, whatever. He doesn't like this thing, whatever.
That's not my criteria. Oh, you don't like this show, we can't date. That's not it. But I'm just saying, like, we might have the same sense of humor, so I fall in love with him. That's all I'm saying.
Or you fall in love with him because you have a baseline physical attraction to him, and he meets like your like primary needs in terms of other things. Are you disagree with that?
This is not 1920. I don't.
What?
My primary needs. You have to meet my primary needs.
Yeah, like
And base
like
attraction?
being a what would that have to do with the 1920s? In fact, it would be the opposite. Hold on. When I say primary needs, I'm just talking about like the important stuff, like he's a good person, he's virtuous, he treats you well, he's kind, and if you prefer the traits like he's a masculine guy and he's a leader and he's these sorts of things, that's way more important than like you guys liking the same music or TV shows.
Again, that was not my point. Is having a common interest. That wasn't my point. It's having like a similar sense of humor and like
Being
having
at the same level.
Yeah, being on the same page about things, being able to like read each other's mind. Like you give them a look and you know what they're thinking because you're thinking a similar thing. You know, it's that type of relationship. And the things that you're listing, I know a dozen dudes that meet that criteria. Good guy, treats me nice. Like
Yep. Wait, keep going with that. So good looking.
Yeah, base
good looking?
attraction.
Good looking?
Makes a decent income, like whatever.
Why are you listing these things like they're nothing? These are, hold on. I don't understand this. I don't know what exactly you women are looking for.
I don't know. I don't know what
When you
anybody else
present
is.
to me, when women present to me, he's on paper, right? He's everything. He's good looking. He treats me well. Comes from a good family. He's kind. He's generous. He has a good job. He treats me. I think I already said that. He treats me well. What the fuck is missing?
The fairy tale
Pick
moment.
the fucking guy. You guys are crazy. What do you want? You want him to abuse you?
want me to settle?
You want him to
No,
treat
I
you like
don't.
shit?
I've never been in a
There's
toxic
something about
relationship.
women. You
I
guys
have
want
never
a
been in a
guy
toxic
who's kind of
relationship.
got a rough edge to
Wrong.
him. You guys want a guy
Wrong.
who kind of treats you like a dick. I think there's
You're wrong.
something there when women can say, on paper, he's everything. He's good looking. He's a good person. Pick the fucking guy then. What is missing? Tell me.
Compatibility.
Compatibility. Imagine if I sat here and said, she's beautiful, she's amazing, she treats me kindly, she's whatever, her looks are everything that I want, she's a virgin, whatever, all the things that men care about. Yeah, men prefer that in women. She's all the great things, but I just didn't feel the vibe, I didn't feel the vibe. That's never gone through my mind. Trust me, the vibe will be there if everything on paper is there. But there's something about women y'all want. There's something like, I don't know if it's dysfunction, no offense, where it's like, I just didn't feel the click. What click? You want him to trigger your like anxious attachment style? Is that what it is? You want him to kind of be a little, a little bit of a dick? Is that it? What's missing?
Not all.
He's too nice. He's great. He's good looking. Great job. He's so nice. Treats me well. But I just didn't feel I didn't feel the click. You want the jerk. You want the bad boy. You want the guy with a bit of edge. That's dysfunction. Just saying.
I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
And I've never had that. I've never had like, a responsible man that wants goals that way. And I think that's my problem.
Can I
Like-
say? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think you don't actually have to have anything in common, kind of like what you're saying, Brian, because like the longer you're together, like their hobbies become your hobbies. Like I knew nothing about cars. Now I think I know quite a bit. I used to be very fit and sporty, and he's not, but yeah, we just, we gave each other
You
the
grow.
time. Yeah. Like we gave each other a chance, and it worked out really great.
Yeah.
And on that note about a lot of women now wanting that sort of bad boy side to men, I do think that a lot of women who have been in and out of toxic relationships, it's not an excuse. Everybody needs to take accountability for their actions. They are attracted to those sort of things. So a lot of women will confuse pressure and they will confuse the anxious attachment for what is good for them. I also think part of why we are having all of this problem with women and men, really everyone kind of having all these, oh, I have to have this, but one not being that themselves and embodying that themselves. And I just think it's a problem with social media a lot. Yeah. I think we are kind of all up in our heads thinking, oh, like I can get this. That the reality of that is so small. It's really small. And also, if they were to exist, everything that you have on your paper,
sure,
very likely they wouldn't.
We see so many things that we think we want because it looks perfect and something that we want, even though usually it's not that.
Sure. Papa Penguin is being a massive cuck, so I'll respond to him in just a moment. But first, Pasty gets priority.
Pasty George donated $200. I do not agree with Papa Penguin's comment that whatever podcast is content without substance. I believe this podcast is essential for men, especially nowadays with today's feministic women. Neatards.
Yo, Pasty George, I do appreciate that. Yeah, this idea, I don't understand, like, in terms of the other media that's available out there too, okay, so pretty much everything on Netflix, everything on cable TV, this idea that the conversations that are being had on this podcast are lacking in substance comparatively to the like 99% of the other media that's available. Like, you look at the consumption. By the way, I like sports. I don't really watch much sports. I maybe watch the Super Bowl, maybe watch some NFL highlights. That's about it. And I'm not making a criticism of sports, but like, it's very entertaining. It's fun to watch. It's exciting. That's not like, in terms of intellectual depth, like football. It's not. It's just fun. It's fun entertainment. But like, that's mass consumed media. This idea that media necessarily has to have some depth. I reject the premise, Penguin. But then I would also reject that the show doesn't have depth. The show has massive depth. We get into like the most pressing issues, big labia matter, of our time. We get into the most pressing issues. We talk, mostly it's about dating, but we get into politics and this other stuff. Since you're being a little whiny brat, though, Papa Penguin, Felicity, read these for me.
We're seeing a complete generation of young men and women walking away from each other. Birth rates are crashing. You're feeding that hate. That isn't good for anything that resembles rational thought.
Hold on, dude. No offense, Penguin. You're... Mods, you don't have to ban him, but he's just retarded.
No.
Penguin. You think birth rates were straight line, and then whatever podcast comes out in 2022, and then the birth rates were crashing? No fucking retard. Birth rates have been crashing. I don't know how old you are. Probably before you were. I don't know. Before you might have even been born. Birth rates have been on the decline for a very, very long time. Trust me, it has nothing to... If anything, this podcast, the sort of narratives I'm propagating have the opposite effect. I'm in favor of the nuclear family. I'm in favor of people having kids. I'm a bit anti-marriage, but I don't believe in promiscuity in men or women. I think that you should find somebody, you should have kids with them. I have some criticisms of marriage under the state, which it is in the West. It's not really under religion. Marriage is typically a function of the state. But I'm in favor of that. Have kids, get married, or sorry. Well, if you want, get married, but or don't get married. Actually, well, whatever. I don't know. I need to figure out my position on that. But at least find somebody and have that person be your person, and have kids with them. And
Brian. I agree with all of that, but in his defense, what he's saying is you're exposing women, like you're and I like this show. I do watch it. It is entertaining.
All right, defends.
But you are exposing women for, like, I've watched so many girls on here that I just sat at home and was like, wow, what a dumb, and like what a 304 or whatever.
Sure. What about it?
And it breeds like almost hatred of women.
Whoa, that's on you. Hold on, are you fucking misogynist? Holy shit,
I slightly am.
Misogynist
I've been anti-feminist for the last decade, and
Yeah, well, wait, hold on.
am slightly misogynistic. 2 other women, they
What?
seem to think that only because
wait.
No,
hold
I'll
on.
explain
Oh
to
my
you.
God, bro, hold on.
I'll explain to
Land
you
the
why.
plane. Land the plane. Land the plane.
I'll explain
Land
to
the
you
plane.
why.
Land the plane.
I've just grown up with not the best females in my life, so I've like been kind of raised by my father, and I've realized that men in general are, I don't want to say like dominant, but they're the stronger, smarter, faster. They've invented most inventions in this world. We're not equal. We're not the same. And I'm not saying that women shouldn't have rights. I'm not like going, you know. But
can I- oh my
but I
God.
am slightly. I mean, women think I'm misogynistic. They do.
Well, okay, hold on. Holy shit, there's a lot there. God damn. Let me
I
do
didn't
one
mean
thing
to
at a time.
like throw
Hold on.
out a bomb.
Whoa,
You're
wait,
the one
hold
that's
on.
labeling me, but
You're more radical than I am because
I am.
I refuse to take on the moniker or label of misogynist. If somebody calls me a misogynist, I wholeheartedly reject the categorization. You embrace
I
the
don't.
Hold
I
on.
don't,
You
but
just
I've
admitted
been
you're a
called
fucking
it.
misogynist. You're more radical than I am. I'm not a misogynist. I can sit here and say I categorically do not hate women. I think women are great. There are specific women I might disagree with on, but that's more radical of a position than I take. Furthermore, being anti-feminist doesn't mean you're anti-woman.
Oh, no, I know.
So I don't know where the conflation is there.
But-
hold
but
on, let me finish my response. and then hold on. This idea that that I am propagating, that I'm exposing these women who come on the show and are given a microphone. That's if somebody's. I'm not responsible for the words that come out of somebody else's mouth. I'm a man. I'm responsible for what I say. I'm an adult. Whatever I say, I'm responsible for. If a woman comes on the show and is happy that Charlie Kirk was unalived, or says some retarded shit, or I don't know, whatever the stupid shit that people say on the show. By the way, I've said stupid shit on this show. Andrew Wilson, who's a frequent guest, he's probably said, we've all said, everybody says stupid shit. I've been clipped, I've said dumb shit, whatever. I'm not responsible for what other people say on the show. And if other people come on the show, be them men, myself, men, women, whatever, and they say stupid things and they expose themselves, I'm not exposing them. They're exposing themselves. So I'm not going to do this thing where he makes them look stupid. No, if you come on the show, there's a microphone here. I'm not forcing the words to come out of your mouth.
But it's a
If you-
platform for it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then the world is a platform for people to say stupid things. The internet's a platform for the. Should we blame the internet then?
No.
And
And it's not your fault. Again, I was not blaming you. I was just saying that this podcast does propagate a sort of hatred.
Oh, no.
I don't wanna say
reject.
hatred.
I reject the premise. In order for that to be the case, I myself would have to. I would have to distribute commentary and words that would incentivize or influence people to hate women. And I again, I'll disavow that very quickly. I don't hate women. Women
I don't
are
think
great.
you do.
Women are great. Misogyny is wrong. But so I don't really understand the criticism.
I don't think you hate women, but you have talked down to them. You have barked at them or treated them a certain way because they're, talking a little slow, or you've called them out on things when they were caught off guard, and
Let me respond. Hold on, one thing at a time, and then you can gish gallop the rest, I guess. So hold on. Repeat the first part of your criticism there. I talked down to women. Was that the first part?
You've done it.
Okay. I also have talked down to men.
Okay.
I guess, but I don't understand. So talking down to, I don't know if I even want to. Yeah, sometimes I'm can disagree with somebody, but disagreeing with women is not misogyny. And if I do so in a rhetorically rhetorical flourish sort of way, and I have a tone to it, that wouldn't be misogynistic. Disagreeing with women is not misogyny.
No, I understand that. Believe me.
Yeah, but sure, I'll go ahead and
your
grant.
tone and your demeanor towards some certain women on the show, or I've seen it.
I'll grant it.
Yes. But I just
I'm not even going to
say,
argue. I won't. Hold on. I won't even argue with you.
Yes.
I've absolutely done it. I've absolutely had a bad tone with
Yes.
people. I've absolutely probably had an attitude with somebody, had a tone with somebody. So
my
what
other
does that have
point
to?
is that
but what does that have to do with
I'm not
misogyny?
I'm saying
what does that
I've
have to
been
do with?
called a misogynist because I am anti-feminist. Because I've been an anti-feminist for the longest time, I have not, been so favored by the female population.
Yeah, but I don't think that.
And they've called me misogynistic.
If you have 300 episodes of a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-hour podcast, there are bound to be moments, especially with people who have ideological disagreements with you.
Yeah.
There are bound to be moments that can be found where people have a harsh tone or say words that are rude or aggressive or whatever. This wouldn't point towards. You could make a compilation that could last an hour probably if you wanted to. That wouldn't point towards evidence of misogyny. That would point towards there are specific disagreements with specific people. I'm not going to dispute your claim that I've had bad tones in the past or I've said mean things. Won't even dispute it. But that wouldn't, just because you disagree with a woman, that doesn't point to sexism or misogyny.
Okay.
Is that your argument, though? I'm
No,
trying to understand your
I
argument.
didn't call you a misogynist.
But so you just wanted to
saying
point
that
out that
this
there
show-
have been times where.
Well, no.
Okay.
I pointed that out because my statement was that this show exposes females at their, like, some of the worst things that they have to say. And it makes men think, wow, girls are, bad or whatever. And if you're inviting on, not just average people, whoever, if you're not inviting on like the best and brightest, like when Candace Owens was on here, that makes women look really, really good. She makes women seem.
No, she made you think I'm mean. Candace Owens eviscerated the girls on that panel. If I bring on a badass woman,
I know.
She Rachel Wilson, for example, they'll make the woman look worse than I do.
I know.
So
But that's
I don't
the
understand.
Population. What I'm saying is, like, if
Hold
there
on.
was a population of people who were more like her.
We have a good panel here.
No. I'm not saying
hey,
you
the
guys.
girls here
It's
should
not.
be.
No, they're all great.
The women here should be
They're gonna tear me
protesting. The women here should be protesting what you're saying. You're calling
I
these
wanna let
women
her speak.
stupid. You're
No,
calling the
I'm
women
not.
I get
stupid.
your point.
Yes,
I totally
thank you.
get that point,
Thank
but I
you.
see it the other way around
ladies.
because when I see a dumb girl opening her
Yeah.
mouth here,
A
and
bunch of them.
the feeling I get is not like I hate women or that there's a lot of stupid people,
Yeah.
but mostly I get the feeling like, God damn, I'm a freaking catch compared to that. So it's more like I don't see it as spreading hatred because if you
Okay.
see a girl that is like really dumb, the next time you meet somebody who is not that dumb, you're kind of grateful for it.
But imagine being a man watching this. And you don't know these girls, but you keep seeing different ones on every week, and there's always,
Oh my
But then you go on a
goodness.
date
Oh my
and you
God.
have a girl that is not that crazy or not that dumb. You should be like,
okay.
Well, women come on the show super unprepared. Like they'll say, "I've never even heard of this," or "I've
What?
never watched
No.
anything."
Hold
No,
on.
I'm saying they come unprepared, and that is stupid.
No.
That is not smart.
Well, hold on. The vast majority of women who come on this show, we do some outreach, but also a lot of people reach out to us. The majority of the guests who do come on, they've reached out to us. Many of these women have had weeks, months, sometimes longer. Like they reach out. I don't know if anybody here.
I'm saying it's on them.
Some people have maybe at this table reached out a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. People have time to do the preparation. You're right, though. If they come unprepared, that's on them. That's how the full live streams are available. There's clips everywhere. You can see, get a feel for the show. I don't know.
you said
don't
that
really
you don't care
understand.
about the sense of humor and stuff, but how does it make you feel to watch the show and see a lot of dumb girls, like over and over again? Is it more?
Hold on, I reject that the women who come. We do get some dumb women on the show, but this idea that we're specifically selecting.
No,
for
I
dumb
didn't
women-
mean that. But
Sure. But I mean, I would even argue, like, for example, I'm a college dropout. So this idea that, oh, Brian, you're some intellectual titan who's punching down on these retarded fucking elementary school dropouts. No, most of the women who come on the show are more college educated than I am. I'm not I'm not an intellectual titan. I used to do like prank videos on YouTube. I walked around in a penis costume. This isn't like peak, like, highbrow,
It's not.
intellectual.
the question I wanted to ask.
Intellectual, like, I'm not like a fucking intellectual titan. So these women who come on, it's fair game, I think.
But which feeling do you get? The feeling I had that when you meet a great girl and you've seen a lot of dumb girls, you're like, this one is a good one, and you're thankful of it. Or is it the more dumb girls you see, does it make you think like, oh, there's not going to be a good girl there? Or is it going to spread hatred?
Makes you
Or
jaded.
No, hold on.
because
I
you
think
said
both. If a girl is dumb or if a girl is smart, both of them have the capacity to make for interesting conversation, albeit perhaps in different ways. So this idea that, oh man, it's a panel of smart women, shoot, this panel. No, that's never the case. Oftentimes, I think the smart women are the ones who are best capable of having like a well put together thought in conversation. So this idea that I'm like kind of bummed out if it's a panel of smart
but
women.
putting it into dating.
Huh?
But putting it into dating, like, does it make you feel hatred towards women when you're looking for a date to think that there's no good women in there? Or is it more like you're going to be grateful that you found a good one after seeing what's out there?
I understand your question. You're asking, like, how has it influenced my perspective on dating? Yeah, sure. So, I mean, obviously, our experiences in life are going to color our interpretations and perspectives. So, has my perspective been colored by the guests I've had on? Sure, absolutely. I've learned a lot, and some of the conversations surrounding, the way that women move. Although I'm 36. I started the podcast when I was 33, 34. I've had robust dating experience even before I started the show. And trust me, just from my own dating experiences before talking to women on the show, I had very strong opinions before the show as it relates to dating. I've dealt with a BPD girl. I done dealt with a bipolar girl. I done dealt with girls who are not moving properly when it comes to dating, even before I had the show. So trust me, this idea that the show has like warped me, and no, I've been red pilled, as you can say, before the podcast. Trust me. Now, of course, there's been conversations on the show, like, I don't know, some of the sugar daddy shit. I wasn't as tuned into like some of the stuff that women do when it comes to like sugar daddies and fucking feet pics and being degens, all that shit. I wasn't as privy to some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean,
So it
before
hasn't
the show-
pushed you into any direction in somehow.
Honestly, I would say that maybe the biggest red pill for me is not the conversations on the show, but women's conduct after the show. So one of the examples is women's propensity to like flake or no show. For example, we had, it's great to have Felicity here, but this chair today shouldn't have gone to Felicity. We had a girl no show today. Like, didn't even, hey, I'm not coming, blah, blah, blah. Nope, just no showed, nothing at all. We get a lot of flakes and like people who just cancel last minute, but every single show we have to plan for. We overbook intentionally. That kind of has frustrated me a little bit, just kind of the lack of accountability on that front. But and then just some, like, it's not the majority of women, but some women have done some like really despicable things, like after the show, like to try to, I don't know, just bullshit, stupid shit. I'm trying to think of some examples here. Like, you know, we've had some women who've come on the show and they basically want to like, they have like a blood vendetta and want to like ruin my reputation, ruin my frequent guest Andrew Wilson's reputation. They want to like go and just try to fuck us over in various ways that I'm not gonna get into here. But yeah, we've had like tons of women just be like conniving, vicious, vengeful, vindictive. I won't say it, but yeah, we've had some like really terrible, like malevolent women not on the show. Well, I mean, they came on the show, but then afterwards they're like fucking opposition. So